Chaim, Chaim Uvracha. Ah, the water of life. Water, as everything, is a metaphor for life. If we can appreciate God as creator of everything, that means everything becomes a metaphor to understanding the divine life. So, water gives life. What is it a metaphor for as a result, or one of the metaphors for water is Torah, because Torah gives life. What's the proof? We're here together to learn Torah. And when we do that, what do we feel? Alive. We feel alive. I feel very blessed every day that I'm able to teach, because through the teachings, firstly, there's connection and feeling alive through the connection. You feel like on top of the mountain, walking on a cloud, that whatever is beneath us, a material dog world, a rat race, it's not affecting us. We rise above it. No one can affect us. Nothing can affect us in a negative way, that is, of course, because the Torah is so powerful. It gives life as water gives life. That's one part of the metaphor. Likewise, the metaphor of Torah being life-giving is water at the top of the mountain finds its way to the lowest point, the bottom of the mountain. Right? We see that whenever there's, water that seeps in from somewhere, from the roof, from a place, wherever in the house, it'll find its way to the lowest point. So that's also a metaphor for Torah. Because Torah comes from on high, top of the mountain, absolutely. It's God's divine wisdom. But at the same time, it comes down to the lowest point here. What's the lowest point? Is this physical world. This physical world. So the Torah comes and it doesn't speak merely of lofty things that are on top of the mountain. It discusses things that are on the bottom of the mountain. Like we just learned in the Chumash Rashi, right? The gift that Yaakov gave. From there we learn that at the bottom of the mountain, Torah speaks about relationships between husband and wife, which is interesting. And all other faiths and religion, sexuality is at best a necessary evil. But in Judaism, it's spoken about in Jewish law. Why? Because it's meant to be a holy activity. Yeah, but come on. No, not that. I understand even, okay, you can understand even making, food, drink, making a blessing on it. So you bring some something divine into it. But sexuality, relations between husband and wife, no, that doesn't make sense. Well, if the metaphor, drawing from the metaphor that water on top of the mountain goes to the lowest point, Torah, which is metaphorically like water, it comes from the highest point in the heavens above, and it goes down to the lowest point. Yeah, sexuality, and Torah speaks about it, about the laws, the proper conduct and behavior, and so on and so forth. Not just on what not, but also what is appropriate and healthy and good behavior. As Torah comes down, descends to the bottom of the mountain, to the bottom of the human condition. And it therefore makes it divine, and makes it therefore that relations between husband and wife are holy of holies, divine. Pretty powerful. Welcome to Tanya Today. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad Zuch and Kadesh in Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you the Tanya. We continue in the fourth essay, speaking about the power of Torah, divine wisdom of God. And that divine wisdom never loses its divinity, even though everything comes from divine wisdom, right? This cup is created by the divine wisdom of God. Everything in this world. The difference is that everything in this world, the divine wisdom, is hidden. But in Torah, the divine wisdom is revealed. Is actually God's divine wisdom, an expression of his will. That's what Torah is. And also coming from there in the divine is that the rationale behind the mitzvah is also part of the divine wisdom. The halacha, the adjudication of Jewish law and how to act and behave, is an expression of divine emotions. Divine emotion of kindness comes 248 positive commandments, meaning mitzvahs that we have to do an action for, a positive action. And then you have 365 prohibitions, do not, like do not eat non-kosher for a Jew, right? Do not profane the holy Sabbath, Shabbos, right? There's the do nots that are expression of the divine gvura, divine power of restraint, an expression of God's the power of gvura, to hold back, to not embrace. But the Torah teachings are an expression of the divine wisdom that's even greater than divine kindness that embraces, or the divine gvura that holds back from transgression. And so that's where the Torah, that's where the mitzvahs come from. Now, the love of God that we have in our soul, that's not divine, because it's my love that is based on, my human feelings, even though that's important, but that love, being that it's the human feeling of love, when it's bound with a mitzvah, that expression of love, then it becomes divine. But it's only bound with my feeling in the moment, then it doesn't have a divine quality to it. It remains a human expression. So that's in brief today's teachings. Any questions on that? I don't see questions. All right, we had a wonderful class last night, Torah studies. For those who didn't get a chance to join us, you can go on to YouTube, Facebook, and you could watch last night's class and see how you can become the best of you that you ever imagined. All right, I'm going to do a Rambam now. Yeah, those classes are not on TikTok and not on Instagram. They're just on Facebook and YouTube. Tanya Rabbi on YouTube. Okay, amazing. All right, folks. Thank you. Let's just double check over here. Let's see. Oh, Jeffrey has a question. Oh, what is a lavush? Oh, lavush means a garment. Lavush is a garment. And a garment you can take on and off, right? I took off my jacket. It was very warm in here. Uh, that's a metaphor to understand that we could take on and off three things in our lives that we can have control over, what to put on and to take off. And that's our actions. I could choose my actions, right? My words, my speech, and my meditated, cogitated thought, right? Thoughts come into my head I can't control. I control if I want to think it or not think it. Take it on, take it off. If it's a bad thought, I can do that. That's a garment. And that's what beautifies us. That's actually an important idea. The beauty of me and all of us is not the feelings we have, because those feelings might not be positive. Okay, that's okay. You have bad feelings, you have negative feelings towards somebody, but you could choose not to think them. And that's what beautifies you. That you chose not to think those bad thoughts. Or someone, kind of gave you over the head and you felt it was unjustified and you were about to give him a mouthful and you held back from doing that. That's a garment that you didn't express your speech in a negative way, tit for tat or whatever the case may be, um, that beautifies you as garments are meant to beautify the person. Garments have two ideas to them. One is to protect you from the elements, right? Cold winter day, right? You need um, garments that keep you warm, for example. But moreover, they are to beautify the person. That's what garments are meant. So garments of the soul are thought, speech, and action. Yeah, that's an important idea.
I left. I have
All right. Ano bem po? Sicha. So, all right. Amazing. Amazing, folks. All right. All right, Rambam coming up. Thank you.